Uh... Huh? What? Huh? What? Okay, so... Huh? So tip if you're playing Dark Ages. Do not... Don't go there. Alright, so sometimes I really do feel like I'm like the only person that cares about Doom lore. I know there's some other channels that like do bits and pieces of it, but like I didn't see anything like coming up towards the release of Dark Ages, and I just platinum Dark Ages. I got everything. I've read every codex entry just like I did with Doom Eternal. And you know, the only reason I don't have the platinum in Doom Eternal is because there are online trophies, and I just, you know, that ammo is great, but I mean, I needed a bit more to entertain me, right? But obviously this video is going to contain spoilers for Dark Ages, so if you haven't played it, go play it. I'm mostly speculating about like what we should expect in the future, DLC wise, because I noticed some things regarding the Wraiths and Prince Osric and Azrak. Am I saying it right? I don't know. Is it Osric or Azrak? I think it's Azrak. The Crucible. Hell's Crucible. Right? It's got that, it's a skull, and it has that like that cross in the middle of its head with that symbol in its forehead, like an embedded green gem in it. And you know, we don't really see that area open up in Azrak's head, but I think Azrak's head might be the Crucible. It's got similar horns, a similar facial structure, right? He's got the fangs, the 2 eye sockets, and the forehead symbol thing, right? And it just makes sense. We see at the end of Dark Ages, the Slayer cuts Azrak's head off, throws it to the demons, going like, "Hey, I killed the toughest of you. You want to try me?" That's supposed to be a message, but I think it's actually probably really sloppy to leave his head out there. I'm gonna assume his head is left out there, because we still see the Hell Priest is still loose. He probably has his own schemes. He was with his Agaddon Hunter bodyguards, so he's probably well protected. But yeah, I think the DLC might be like cleanup from the Dark Ages aftermath. Just like how Ancient Gods was cleanup to the aftermath of Eternal, right? Going back to Urdak, securing Vega, finding out he's the father, and then figuring out why does Samuel Hayden know everything he does know, and how that leads us to the Dark Lord. And, you know, I'm gonna assume that we might see, well, I would hope that we see more of the Cosmic Realm, because there is an unexplored connection between the Maykrs and the Cthulhu style creatures, because as we know, when Maykrs do not feed on Argent energy, they begin a transfiguration and they become giant Cthulhu monsters, right? So we could be seeing more about the witch and all that. We just killed her, I know, but there's probably going to be remnants of the Cosmic Realm that we have to deal with, and we could hopefully see that expansion of the connection. Now, that's important because currently it doesn't seem like there's any actual production of Argent energy going on, and that may start with the Crucible. So, well, they probably have Necroval going on, which is, you know, collecting the Sentinel energy from Was it Hebeth? I think it was Hebeth. And the energy from Necrovol and turning that into Argent. I just replayed Doom Eternal, but like it might be a little scrambled because I just played Dark Ages too. But one aspect that we forget from Doom 2016 is that Argent energy does not need to be actually produced, because the Crucible itself, Hell's Crucible, is an infinite supply of Argent energy. And where was that found? In Hell, in a display that kind of looks like a Wraith. I'm pretty sure that's a Wraith now. I don't know how long that lore goes, but like I'm pretty sure that that's going to be Osric's tomb, basically, right? So it's probably going to have to do with somehow claiming Prince Osric's skull, but I think he's going to fail anyway, because somehow these events have to lead us to Doom 2016, because I doubt they're going to make a Dark Ages 2. It's going to be DLC. So he's going to end up in that sarcophagus somehow again. So yeah, the anatomy, symbols, they align, so we have that connection for the Crucible. We need to know about the Maykrs and their connection to the Cthulhu, so that's going to involve the talking of Argent energies, and what better way to explain the Crucible being a source of infinite Argent energy than it being the fusion of a Hell Priest, of a Prince of Hell, with the power of a Sentinel God, a Wraith. So, and that makes complete sense for his skull to be. And we know that the Maykrs are specifically keen on the production of Argent energy, because if we look at Necrovol, we learn of the process of soul extraction. Dr. Hayden tells us everything we need to know about how Argent energy is made.
Argent energy is made from the souls of Hell's victims. This is the factory where that takes place. Necrovol, the city of the damned. Here the humans arrive from Earth, waiting to be selected for the process. The Khan Maker needs Earth and its souls. Her world is dying. The culling allows her people to replenish their resources and survive. As you save your world, you put hers in peril. The humans must be tortured, the flesh tenderized. Once enough pain has been inflicted and the spirit broken, the soul is ready for the extraction process. Once the spirit is broken and enough pain has been inflicted, only when the human has lost all hope will it be transferred to the soul extraction chamber.
For millennia we have survived, made others sacrifice in the name of our prosperity, so that they may in turn find redemption. Who are you? A human, once a mortal, to defy our traditions. You have destroyed all that I was meant to rule, and all just to protect them. Servants to our beliefs. You have broken the holy seal of Urdak. Your transgressions here will jeopardize all of creation.
So yeah, that's the main idea. We're probably gonna see all those connections, and you know, we already got is it Marak? I think it's Marak. You know, Valen's son. We know he becomes the Icon of Sin. Spoilers for people who don't pay attention to the lore. The Icon of Sin is somehow connected to Marak. I don't know if it's like he's literally the Icon of Sin, like he's hellified and converted into a giant, you know, ram demon, or if it's a goat. I mean, or if it's like Maykrs is the heart. You know, the heart that they use in Doom Eternal to, like, when they're in the procession to resurrect the icon of sin. And when the Slayer destroys the heart with the knife that Valen gave him, that, I guess, restores Valen's honor. And then also, because that's kind of like a human heart. That looked the size of a human heart. Well, it's probably a bit bigger. Because, you know, but I guess it might be just like inflated from like whatever preservative they had it in. I don't know. Who knows? It's magic. But yeah, if Dark Ages is supposed to be the Codex entries adapted into an actual story, we should expect the fall of the Sentinel Worlds, as well as the final instance of the Slayer using the Crucible before reclaiming it in Eternal. So we could have a Crucible versus Crucible fight. You know, we might see a force from Hell, or maybe Marok himself wield the Hell Crucible against the Slayer, because he does not like the Slayer. He believes that the Slayer should be under Sentinel control. He's a weapon. He's an outsider. You know? He doesn't trust them. And again, we know that Hell Priest is still out there. So whatever hellish abilities he has, he might be able to claim the Dead Prince and somehow form him into the Crucible. It's either any of those things, or I'm looking too deep into Hugo Martin's heavy metal He-Man meets RoboCop fantasy. Either way, I'm totally into it and on board for the ride. So I would definitely, like, read those codex tablets from all the games and, you know, review the Slayer's Testament too. I mean, but everyone knows the Slayer's Testament, you know? Say that like it's common knowledge. But yeah, that's about it. How long are we at? 10 minutes? 11 minutes. But yeah, I played the entirety of Doom Dark Ages on stream. And this isn't me stepping away from Destiny content. There's just nothing going on with Destiny at the moment. For me, you know, nothing that interests me. Doom is what's been taking me over this week. So yeah, it took me like 29 hours. That's what PlayStation says. But like that menu on the cross media bar, it's inaccurate. You know, the counter that they have there. But I don't know. It took me about 32, maybe 34 hours to platinum the whole thing. The last thing I had to do was get the 2 Cosmic Barons in 5 seconds, was it? Yeah, that one took me a bit. I ended up using the Dread Mace for that. I didn't like the Dread Mace that much. But, you know, that's another thing. The Dread Mace kind of looks like those twins that we fight in 2016. I know that's almost 10 years ago now. It's 9 years ago. But, like, who knows? They could have taken some inspiration from the twins, whatever they're called, for the Cosmic Realm, right? Because we already knew they took inspiration from, like, Lovecraftian stuff, but they kind of matched the palette, you know, the way they look. You know, the way you kill those guys at the end of 2016. It kind of is reminiscent of when you kill the demon leaders in Dark Ages. Could be a reference, right? Like, maybe those two things helped kill the Slayer, and they might have claimed some of his power, and that's why he's not as strong when he gets out of the sarcophagus in 2016, right? And that's why he's maybe just as or stronger in Doom Eternal, because he reclaimed that strength from those guys. I don't know. That's just a theory. A Doom theory. Thanks for watching.
Must be reactivated. The longer the icon of sin is on Earth, the stronger he will come.